Which is worse, being a witch or being a rebel? A rebel is someone who kicks against authority, who doesn't like being told what to do. But a witch is someone who chases after demons, who's all involved in the dark side of things. And it sounds worse to us, doesn't it? Being a witch. It sounds a whole lot worse. But what does God think about that comparison or that question? You may remember in 1 Samuel chapter 15, King Saul was commanded to completely destroy the Amalekites because of their wickedness and evil. He was told to completely destroy them and all their animals and to take no spoil from the battle. After the battle, though, Saul and his soldiers took the best of the sheep and cattle. They destroyed the rest, but they took the best and was going to take it back to offer them as sacrifices to God, which is not what God told them to do. And of course, Samuel confronts Saul on his disobedience. And you may remember Samuel told King Saul in 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22, Samuel says, "Has the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed than the fat of rams." Basically, there, God, through Samuel, is telling King Saul, I don't need your sacrifices. What I want you to do is to obey me and do what I tell you to do. But look at the next verse right after that. Samuel tells Saul, "For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry." So God says, resisting his authority and ignoring what he tells you to do is just as bad, is just as sinful as being a witch and chasing after demons. And notice he mentions stubbornness. Someone who is stubborn is the person who refuses to change their ways. Even in the light of a good argument about change that needs to be made, they resist that change. They just want to keep doing what they've always been doing, and they don't want to change. They're going to stick to their idea no matter what. That's stubborn. And God says being stubborn and insisting upon your own way is just as sinful and just as bad as idolatry. So the rebellious, stubborn person is just as evil and just as guilty as the witch who worships idols. We don't want to displease God, and we don't want God to be angry at us. And so we must resist the temptation to be rebellious and stubborn. Let's quit insisting upon our own way, and let's trust God and walk in his ways. Let's not ignore his word and his authority. Let's embrace his word and love it, read it, study it, and obey it. This Sunday at 9:30 we have Bible class. We worship at 10:30 and we gather again at 5:30. And I hope to see you there. Until then, hang in there and keep the faith.